Hello world, it is Tony, and this will be, I've promised myself, the last possible take I'm ever going to do of this goddamn video, because I've spent over 24 hours now, not straight, but over 24 hours collectively just trying to get this video down, and clearly I'm just not a good enough public speaker to do it. So this is it, break it or make. I'm currently running Linux. This is i3WM, and I want to show off my developer environment, so let's get into it. First things first, I'm going to run a custom command. It's going to load my main workspace. Look at that. Isn't that cool? I have to do that reaction every time. Trust me, it never gets old. First thing I'm going to show off is Rofi. So this is Rofi. I did not personify it. That's actually the program name. And I'm going to go ahead and run Chromium. So while I'm running this, I'm going to go try to talk. Basically, if you guys notice, first of all, Rofi looks different than probably what your Rofi does. That's because, for those who don't know, when you run Linux, you actually can customize everything by yourself. So all of the cosmetics you see, transparent windows, Rofi, the blue background, the fade, I actually had to program it myself. So just keep that in mind while you comment and or critique on how bad everything is. So I'm going to go back and open up Chrome again. This is one thing you might have missed. If you look down here, Chrome actually has its own workspace. So I've basically set it so that whenever Chrome opens, it goes to the Chromium workspace, which is really helpful. And if you can see here, I can just really quickly swap between workspaces, and I know exactly what I'm getting. So yes, let's go to workspace 3. I'm going to open up a new window. First things first, I want to show off i3WM. So for those who don't know what that is, that's a window manager that you can run on Linux, and it's one of the great appeals of why you run Linux. So I've installed Screen Key, which will hopefully display what keyboard commands I'm showing. And I won't narrate through this because I tried last time and it just failed epically. But basically, you can move things around and or resize them. I can go ahead and run some commands, hopefully, so that you can actually tell what's being moved around. Nope, that's not what I want to do. Please send help. There we go, we got it. So yeah, what was I doing? I was going to move these around, I guess. I've done this demo so many times I actually don't remember what my script is. Beat that, Dan Harmon. That's a reference no one's going to get. Let me show off some custom commands I've made. So as you saw, the first one that I ran was load workspace main. And that loads my main workspace. Here's another cool one that will be helpful. So I actually made a script to show me all the scripts I've made. So far I've only made 5. That's really not that much. For those of you who work with i3WM and or Linux, you know that you're going to have to be running the same 3 config files like over and over again. So this one, for example, people should be familiar with it. Yeah, it's a pain in the ass. Sorry, excuse my French. It's a pain in the butt to run this over and over again. And I'll show you what I mean. So let's just say I didn't have that command. I'm actually going to just run this from scratch. I actually don't remember. I'm not sure if I remember the... So I cd into config, I cd into i3, I find the config file, I say gqsu get it, config, autocomplete, there it is. So I have to run that about maybe like 50 to 100 times on a daily basis. That's not really fun. Let's just make a command for it. So there you go. All right, cool. We got that off the list. Another thing I want to show off, so lock screen. This is what the default lock screen looks like. It's really uninteresting. I actually found out recently when I was recording that I actually still haven't installed. So someone made a really cool package called i3 Fancy Lock, which I got, and I've bound to Command P. So it's going to load, and it looks like this. Really, really cool. As you can tell, it's pretty much the same UI, but it's amazingly drastically upgraded. So props to whoever made that. I might put a link in the description below, along with maybe my dot files, soon.tm. So the reason why I bring that up is, first of all, it looks cool. Second of all, I can show off keyboard shortcuts. And third of all, it's a really good sort of segue into why people run Linux. Another reason why people run Linux is because things are open source, and people make awesome things. So yes, hopefully I'm not missing anything else. So I'm going to go back to the startup menu, which is here. And I'm going to show off what it looks like when I load in. So I've bound refresh i3WM to this keyboard shortcut. And so that's what it looks like every day. I'm greeted with that. So some final notes. The reason why I started this project is because I had a MacBook Pro 2011 that was being unused, and I thought this is a great way to get into Linux, excuse me, Linux, and also sort of just try out all these sort of crazy config files and whatever mess have you on this sort of program. Also, performance. As you can hear, my MacBook is whining a lot. But as you can see, my MacBook is actually crushing the performance right now because it's Linux. You don't have any bloatware. It's awesome. So yeah, finally I wanted to note that if you can see here, this workspace is actually different from the ones that I've been showing you. So when I normally open up a window, that's what it looks like. When I open up a window on startup, it looks like this. It's a little bit different. So you might be thinking, sure, you just made the gaps wider at the edge. Actually, no, because if I open up another window, it looks like this. So what this is a floating menu. So let me reload everything. It's a floating window. Sorry, not a menu. It's a floating window. So just like I can assign specific applications to a workspace, I can assign specific window types to a workspace. So I've created a floating window here automatically when it starts up. And theoretically, I should be able to move it, but I can't. And that's because I've set it that way to be aesthetically pleasing. And it's just one final really cool icing on the cake, which is the fact that I can make everything look exactly like I want it to be. If your OS was a website, this is what it would be like. So thank you so much for watching. Hopefully that was informative. Hopefully that was entertaining. If anything, hopefully that was job securing. If you're some employer who really likes Asian 19-year-olds who talk really quickly and can't make videos for the life of them, but they're really good at Linux, I might be the person for you. Hit me up. And yes, I will see you in the next video. Nailed that. All I needed was just the ultimatum. Like, Tony, this is going to be the last video you're ever going to make. Make it good. See you guys.